Like, bruh. And this one really, really hit me. Like, why didn't I know that? Trusting God sounds simple, right? Wrongo. But we hear it all the time. Just trust him. Girl, you better trust that Lord. And that's cool and everything, but what happens when life gets messy? When prayers seem to go unanswered? When we don't feel good enough for God to show up? I've struggled with this for a long time. And if you have too, I want to share what I've learned on my personal journey. Because honestly, trusting God isn't always that easy. But I'm realizing that it's definitely worth it. So let's get into it. So one reason that I found it hard was because I didn't know the true depth of God's grace. Let me explain what I mean. I used to think that God's grace was like for the people who had it all together. I always thought, yeah, he forgives, but deep down inside, my mistakes and my doubts disqualified me from his favor. That's how I used to think. Like, crazy, right? I know. But then I started to actually read for myself about God's grace, opening my Bible myself, and reading about his grace. And what I realized is that it is way deeper than I imagined. For example, Romans 8:1. There is no condemnation for those in Christ. Now, what that means to me is even when we mess up, God's not looking at me with disappointment. Like, I used to literally think God was standing above me with a paper and pen, like waiting. Got her. She said, what? Got her. She slapped. Oh, got her. Like, that's what I used to think all the time. Y'all don't understand. It was driving me insane. I learned that that is not what he's waiting for. He's looking at me with love. What? Why didn't I know that? I am 30 something and I'm just now learning that? Like, bruh. He's looking at me to guide me. Now, when I realized that, I realized trusting God is not about being perfect. Please hear me. Please hear me. Because I know there's somebody out there that's thinking that. It's about believing that he is good even when I'm not, child. Another reason why I used to struggle with trusting God is because when things didn't happen fast, as soon as I lifted my head up from prayer, if what I asked for wasn't right there, listen, when nothing changed, I thought, maybe God's not listening. Maybe this just isn't meant for me. But one thing that I'm learning is God's delays aren't necessarily his denials, if that makes sense. Look at Joseph. Y'all remember Joseph, right? He had a dream, but if I remember correctly, it took him years before it came true. Then there's Abraham. God promised him a son, and y'all know how long he waited. Following my drift here. I realized that when God is making me wait, it's not to hurt me. Maybe it's to prepare me. Maybe the thing I want now, I'm not ready for yet. Maybe there's growth happening while I'm waiting. And maybe, just maybe, God's timing is better than mine. Like, duh. Another reason why I used to struggle with trusting God, and this one really, really hit me. I used to look at other Christians like, they have so much faith. Like, where is mine? Why don't I have faith like that? Like, no wonder why God blesses them. They're like drizzled and dripped in faith. But me, I've doubted. I've messed up and messed up. And messed up and messed up and messed up. I've had moments where I've questioned everything. And let me tell you, those moments aren't too far behind me. So does God really favor me? That's what I used to think. But then I read about people like David, who messed up big time, but was still called a man after God's own heart. Peter Peter, who literally denied Jesus, denied, access denied, no, don't know him, but was still chosen to lead the church. And Paul, who persecuted Christians, but became one of the greatest voices for Christ. If God can use them, why wouldn't he favor me? That's what I had to realize. And I'm still realizing it, that God's love is not based on my perfection. It is not based on my perfection. And the reason I'm being so dramatic about it is because if y'all just knew what used to go on in this brain of mine, trying so hard to be perfect, like, I can literally cry right now. But I'm not going to, because thugs don't cry. Thugs for the Lord. So I tell you about my experience to say this. If you're struggling to trust God, I get it. 1000%. I just told y'all I'm 30 something. And I'm just now understanding his grace. Just now, because I chose to open up a book and read for myself. But let me be clear. Just because I'm studying for myself and I'm discovering these revelations, honestly, I still have moments where I wrestle with it. But here is what I'm holding on to. God's grace is deeper than my mistakes. His timing is better than my impatience. And y'all, I'm very impatient. And his love, one of the best things I've learned these past 2 months is that his love is not based on my perfection. Had I known this so many years ago, y'all, you don't even understand. Really don't. But before I get all teary-eyed, let's wrap this up. I want to hear from you. If you've ever struggled in your faith journey, let's talk about it in the comments, because I know I'm not the only one. And if this video hit home for you, I go even deeper into this in my upcoming videos. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of them. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to where I'm at in my journey. And I hope to talk with you soon. Bye.